Hi, I'm Alan McNamee with Southwest Funding, and what I found is there's a ton of training on how to fill out the new 2010 GFE, but nothing on how to get your LOS to do it. So what I'm going to do today is show you how to enter your numbers in GFE Point so that your good faith prints out correctly. As I see it, there's two issues. The first is how do you enter YSP and Point to get 2010 GFE to populate? And second, once you've entered them, how do you get Point to show the correct APR on the till? Before I answer those questions, here's the scenario I'll be using for this example. A $100,000 loan amount, an interest rate of 5%, there will be no down payment, so that means an LTV of 100%, 1% origination fee on the front end, 1 YSP on the back end. For this example, there'll be no other fees or charges. And finally, the correct APR is 5.48. So here's what you'll have to do. In Point, go to the page titled Initial Fees Worksheet. You'll recognize this as the old GFE. Enter 1 point as origination on line 801. Enter 1 point as a mortgage broker fee in line 808. Enter 1% as compensation to broker field. For the next step, you can either stay on the old GFE or go to the page 4 of the 1003 and enter the words lender credit in the description, and then $1,000 in the loan amount. Then go to the 2010 GFE and Point and check both the GFE provided by broker box as well as a second option, or borrower receives a credit box. All right, let's see what this looks like in Point. Okay, now that we're in Point, what we want to do is go to our navigation panel, scroll down to the Initial Fees Worksheet, we click on it. That's what we called our old GFE. We're going to go down here, paid to the broker, since this is a broker deal. We're going to put 1% in line 801, like we said. We're going to make sure that it is paid by the borrower, and it is a PFC item, so we're going to check it because we want that included in our APR. The next thing that we're going to do is we are going to scroll down here to the 808 mortgage broker fee. Again, this is a broker deal. We're going to put in 1% loan. 1% is what we're getting for our yield spread. This is again being paid by the borrower, but this is not going to be a PFC. Next thing we want to do is we want to scroll down here to this box. We're going to put 822 in it. And the reason that we're going to put 822 in there is because if you look at this loan right here, currently there are no fees, but typically there are going to be fees here. So we don't want them to overlap. So put in 822. A YSP to credit to borrower goes there. This is, again, we're going to get 1% YSP on this one, so it's $1,000, and again, this one stays blank. What we've done here is we put the $1,000 here that we're getting paid by the bank, and then we have to charge them the $1,000 because that's what it says to do on our new good faith. And the reason that we have to put it in this box here is because if we look at the good faith estimate 2010 in Calyx, that number right there gets populated right here where we need it. So that's the reason why it's in that box. So let's go back here to the good faith. We're going to scroll down to the bottom to our next step. Next step, it says, is go down to the bottom here, and where it says line item L, put in $1,000. And the reason for that is because if we look for right now at our cash from borrower, it says that we need $2,000. Well, we know for a fact that on this particular loan, the only thing that they're being charged is 1% origination or $1,000. So what we need to do is go down here, check on the lender credit, put in the $1,000, and you'll see that our cash to close comes out correct. You'll notice that I put it in the second box here. And the reason for that is because if we go over to page 3, that number there gets put in right here. So if we take this out so that it will populate in there correctly, and let's say that they go to escrow with $100, and that's what they put down. That number will actually get populated over onto page 4 or on the good faith, and that's where we put it. And again, I told you earlier that we could do it in page 4, and that's where we will do it in page 4. So we'll get rid of that so that our numbers come out correctly. We'll get rid of it on page 3 as well so that our numbers come out correctly. And then we're going to go back to our good faith. and you'll see that our numbers are correct. Now, the next step that we need to do is go to our Good Faith 2010. We're going to scroll down because this is a broker deal. We're going to check mark this box here. This will eliminate this. And then we're going to check mark the second option, which is what we said. This shows us that our good faith is being provided by the broker, and that is also receiving a credit of $1,000. The next thing that we want to do is we want to make sure that everything's correct. So let's go over and look at our good faith, or I'm sorry, our truth in lending. So what we need to do is we need to calculate it, and look at there. Now our good faith we know is correct, and our APR is correct as well. So let's go back over to the 2010 good faith, and let's see what it looks like when we actually print it up. Print. In this scenario, I don't need page 1, page 2, or I'm sorry, page 3, or the list of providers. So let's go to page 2 only, print preview, and we're going to blow it up so we can see it. Scroll up to the top, and you'll see that everything's correct. You'll see that the check mark is in the correct spot right here. The $1,000 credit is in there. The 5% interest rate is in there. Then negative $1,000 is right there. So what this shows is we're getting paid our origination plus our $1,000 minus a $1,000 credit from the bank, nets them $1,000 out of pocket. So you'll see that this is correct. And that's how we put in our numbers in Calyx for Good Faith 2010. Thanks a lot. Have a great day. I hope this helped.